Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a first impressions for you. This is a Kizer, as you can tell by the box that you're looking at. Flip it up here so you can just get the specs there. So this is the Towser. And every time I read that name, Towser, it reminds me of a famous theologian, A.W. Tozer. Obviously slightly different spelling and pronunciation there, but it just, they're so close that I kind of think of it every time I say that name. I have to say, I was talking with actually a couple different sort of knife guys, knife nerds, and we all mentioned that this was a compelling looking knife from Kizer. And so when I saw they had them over at White Mountain Knives, I went ahead and picked one up. I have to say, it's a pretty nice looking knife with this, I'm going to call it pink linen micarta. I think most of you will agree that this, whatever else you think about it, it's definitely an attractive looking knife. It's got some interesting features and materials, so that also sort of piqued my interest. So the first thing of note is 154 cm steel up front here. Very, very good steel for a knife of this price point. Pretty stinking impressive. Also, it's nicely ground here. I really enjoy those nice grind lines, and just overall the design of the knife, the construction of this blade. I'm pretty happy with that. Moving to the rest of the knife, it of course is a liner lock on bearings. Micarta handle, and it's 3D contoured micarta. It feels really, really nice in hand. Now, before we leave features, I just want to point out one. I guess we should mention the pocket clip is well done, nice flush screws, but there is an interesting thing happening here. Notice right here on the bottom of the blade, right near the tang, it's specifically got jimping on it. So you can do this sort of choked up position on this blade. I kind of like that. It's definitely a different approach. We're used to seeing more of a finger choil here, right? When you think of choking up on a knife, you think of a choil, but this is sort of reminiscent of the Recon 1 that just has sort of a flat spot there that does allow you to kind of move up and get a little closer to that really cool sheep's foot, Warncliffe-ish style blade. So that kind of gives you a quick rundown of all the features and functions. As I say, this doesn't need to be a long video other than to say this knife really did pique my curiosity. Let's give you a rundown on size and weight before we move on. And let me just comment, since we're talking about features and functions to begin with, this is another Kizer. I can't remember now. I was reviewing one recently and I talked about the action. This is absolutely fantastic action once again from Kizer. The detent is really, really dialed in. I like just that. It's just that little bit of extra snap to that detent. You can spidey flick it. So great job on the detent, at least so far. I can't imagine anything becoming an issue down the road, but we'll leave that possibility open until we get to the full review. Let's finally get to the size and weight. So this is just over 8 inches at 8 1/16, 3 7/16 on the blade, 4 5/8 closed, and only 3 1/4 inches of grip area. So that's a little cramped. Now for me, it feels fine, but you can see that my hand does kind of just come a little past. I'll do it left-handed. It's a little easier to see. So you can see how my hand does come a little past the sort of designated flat area for grip. But having that jimped little portion there is pretty handy. Obviously, under controlled circumstances, that's going to be fine to do. If you're doing anything less than what would you say? If you're doing anything that could cause you to slip onto the blade, you're going to want to stay in this grip further back. But if you're doing food prep or some kind of careful cutting task, this is completely fine. I guess this would be fine too, or various other grips as well. So that's kind of a notable thing where, yeah, there's a little less grip area, but that little extra flat spot is kind of nice. The weight on this is 4.3 ounces, which is pretty good. I don't know if I already gave you the blade and handle measurement. I may have skipped right over to the grip there, but just in case I forgot to mention it, 3 7/16 on the blade, 4 5/8 is the closed length. So pretty nice size knife for EDC, pretty comfortable in pocket. And I made this comment before, like this kind of feels like a chunkier little knife, but the rounded G10 makes, wow, the contoured micarta does make a big difference with that. So there you go. Those are my initial thoughts on the Kizer Towser. Go over to White Mountain Knives, check one out. You can save yourself 10% off using my discount code SHARPSTUFF. And that does help the channel a whole lot. You can also check Southern Edge Knife Works. I don't think they carry Kizer. I could be wrong about that, but still worth checking out because you can save 15% over there. And again, that helps the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.